Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing about the Mortarchs of Nagash box. This is an old box because you can see you have the square base, and about the bases I suggest eventually to find another one that it's suited for Age of Sigmar eventually, because you can find, for example, from the Citadel, because there is the specific one that is the 124 62mm one, or eventually you can buy the ones from the Greenstaff World that are quite similar. Remember that are different ships. And about how you can personalize the bases, you can find the videos related in the description, so that you can eventually personalize as much as you want or create your own base. Up to you, decide how you can build it. And about this model, I want to remind you that you have seen also yet a video about this, because I published one of my first videos that it was about Neferata, where I showed you how I magnetize it so much that I can change Neferata in Arkhan eventually, because there is also this way, or eventually Mannfred. So anyway, you can find the ways that you want to build it. I wanted to have 3 of such models, because I wanted to have each one riding, and I had a lot of spare parts. For example, in my video about the Chalicotherium, the ghost here, it's from this, it's this one, as you can see. So it's quite interesting in that way, in my opinion, because you can have a lot of ways to personalize. You can keep some part of this and use for other things, and personalize in a lot of different ways. Anyway, I suggest you not to buy the single one, but buy the box collector that has Neferata in cover, but it brings you also other models inside, and it's official from the Guest Workshop. I suggest you to use that one that I show you right now. And so we can see about the contents that are inside from the box itself. So we can see that there are a lot of nice images to see. And here we can find the 3 different versions that we have, and here we can find the other 2 main versions. So Neferata, that it's the one that we are seeing right now. We have Mannfred, obviously this one it's about Arkhan. And here we can find some details that can be interesting to understand better how we can paint it. For example, here we have the scheme of color used. It's up to you to decide how you want to paint. Eventually in the description there is my playlist about the painting, because maybe you can find some ideas about. And sincerely, I think that this is quite an amazing box to use, because has a lot of spare parts, because you can, even if you don't use everything that is inside and you don't want to modify, you have a lot of spare parts that you can use for modifying, for creating something new, like I want to do, because I want to use this model as the base, but I want to use the spare parts that I'll gain from such model to create some completely new, as I said you in the Chalicotherium, because a simple one of such ghosts, it's able to bring you a new type of model, because it's a way to, I can say, adjust maybe something, and I think that it can be quite interesting in that way. So now we can open such box. So as I said, here we can find the square base, and here we can see about the models that are inside, the various sprues. And I like a lot these sprues, because you can find a lot of details inside, and really you can personalize it in a lot of different ways. Remember that you have different heads, different colors, the characters that are interesting, and also the specters that you can build in different ways. And I think that it can be really quite amazing if you think you can really create something completely new, mixing also such sprue. And I think that they are quite amazing. What I like most about these is that are with the same style about the Morghast, and these are being released in the same period, so about when it's been released the part about the end times of the history of the Warhammer Fantasy, but it's also part of Age of Sigmar, and I love that part about the game because it has a background that I completely love, so much that has all the background related available, and in the future I'll bring also you about the videos about that background. Anyway, as you can see, it's really quite amazing. See about all the skeletons, all the skulls and so on that are inside. It's completely amazing, and sincerely, you can build in a lot of different ways. But remember that about the building of such model, I always suggest you to watch what is an important part, that are the instructions, because studying such instructions you can understand how you can personalize and build these, and it's something that I suggest you to watch attentively, because you can personalize and sort so much that you can, for example, decide how to use the tail, how to build the other parts and so on, or the details that you do want. For example, you don't want such tail, such end of details and so on. You can really personalize a lot and understand, for example, the specters where to put, because for example this is quite interesting and important in the way that it can sustain with another point the tail itself, otherwise the model it will not be so balanced. So there are a lot of things that you can study inside these instructions that I think that are essential for the building of such model or modifying such model. So you can understand also the contact point that are available for the building of this. It's really an amazing model full of details. So what to say about such model? I think that it's amazing. I suggest, as I said, to buy the one with the box collector, so that you have the same amount of price with other miniatures available, and so you can personalize a lot with this one. And if you think about buying one of the Mortarchs, you have all three of them at the same time. Eventually, I remember you, go to see my video about the magnetizing of Neferata, so that you can see how you can magnetize, so that you can interchange the different models and always have the one that it's better for you available. Okay, there will be the problem about technically the color of the model itself, but you can bypass it if you think that with one model you can make all three of them available, so it can be quite useful. Anyway, from Dynamod it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.